What's up, YouTube fam? Welcome back to my channel today. To be quite honest, I'm trying really hard. I tried really hard in that intro, but I'm quite low on energy. There's a lot of shit going on. It's nothing too serious. Everything's fine and dandy. And I wanted to do a chatty video, so I'm gonna answer a bunch of questions about myself because we've grown a lot in the last couple of weeks, and I feel like, you know, people don't know enough. I'm gonna recreate a makeup that I saw on Instagram that Nikki makeup did on Joan Smalls, which I thought was chef's kiss. So that's what I'm doing today, and I'm not going to get into details on like the techniques and blah blah blah. It's not going to be a tutorial. If you're new to this channel, welcome. My name is Natasha, and I want my channels to be a space where we take an as realistic and true but also fun approach to beauty. So what I'm trying to say here is you're welcome to subscribe, you know, join the fam. We're all one here together. Also, I only use cruelty-free beauty. That's good for you to know too. And yeah, that was it. Let's get into the video. What am I doing with my hands? What is this? Okay, so I did do my base, as you can tell, and I also did some bronzer. That one you probably can't tell because I'm pale as I might end up looking really washed out in this video, but I don't care. I mean, I can't blame it on anyone else but my pale ass being pale. Okay, I'm gonna prime my eyes with the NYX Proof It Waterproof Eyeshadow Primer. Very quickly. Okay, so I don't know if I said this, but I just felt like doing something glam today. Like, I was just like, this week has been a long week, and I just need to, you know what I mean, right? I ain't going anywhere, but I need to look snatched tonight because I need it for my mental health. I'm gonna try to keep this as minimal as possible because one of the issues I have in makeup is I always do too much. I'm gonna go in with Warm Taupe from the Modern Renaissance palette, and I'm gonna just start to sketch it out. Okay, so the first and most asked question is, where are you from and what's your ethnicity? Okay, so I think a lot of people get confused by this because I'm from Sweden and I've grown up in Sweden, but my ethnicity is Bosnian. I'm from Bosnia and Herzegovina, and I'm a 90s child, so I was obviously born in the Yugoslavian Civil War. I was born in 91, and me and my parents and my brother, we were refugees, and we came to Sweden in the beginning of 93, so I was 1 year old. So I kind of consider myself Swedish, even though I know I don't look it. And then like one of the questions is usually like, but how do you speak English so well? And the thing is, I grew up bilingual, so I was speaking Swedish and Bosnian when I was growing up. So I learned those two languages I just learned them. Speaking of, how many languages do I speak? I get that one quite a lot too. I only count 3. I speak Bosnian and I speak Swedish, obviously, and I speak English. Wow, my brain is really not clocking in today, is it? And then I learned Spanish. I studied Spanish for 7 years in school too, and I was at one point, I guess, fluent, but far from it now. Like, it's all almost gone away. I understand like the majority of it, but speaking it and finding words is like, no girl. So this one, how tall are you? I get a lot, which I find strange, but then again, I'm like, it's for some reason people are always fascinated by how tall people are, and I think it's because, you know, when you follow people, you only see them online, so you think of them as one way. But I'm quite tall. I'm 175 centimeters, which I think is like 5'9". It used to be a huge like what's it called, self-confidence issue for me growing up, being so tall, and now I'm like, I love it. I mean, it's nice. Like it's a good view from up here. I'm telling you. I think like as women, we're just like instilled that we're supposed to be like small and petite. And like, it's 2020, y'all. Like, when are we gonna get over that? Okay, so next question is, how did you get into beauty? I was maybe like 16 when I started real makeup, so like high school. And I think it's like because one of my best friends was into it, and so I got into it too, and I started watching YouTube tutorials, and I've been watching them ever since. Like, I think I was 15 or 16, as I said, when I started watching them. And so I just started buying shit, and I started doing makeup on myself, and I eventually got, I mean, quite okay at it. Wouldn't say I'm the best, obviously. But yeah, so that's how I got into it. And then I started experiencing skin issues. I think it was like at the end of high school. I started getting a lot of clogged pores. I think I already did too much. Like, we're already past the point of what she's got going on her eye. Why can I not just like chill for once? What's wrong with me? I'm gonna go into burnt orange right here. That's a little bit warmer. I feel like that's kind of the warmth that she's got going on. Let's try a little bit more. Watch me overdo it now. When and why did you start YouTube? Okay, so I, as I said, I've been watching YouTube for a very long time. Well, one day I started a Instagram account about beauty, and it's funny how like I never viewed myself, like I was never the type of person to do that kind of thing, like start an account. And then one day I was like, at least I can like make people laugh or like entertain them. And so I was like, I'll just create an anonymous beauty account. And that's how I started my Instagram. And then with time, I got more comfortable with like showing myself. And then I started like going on stories, and like eventually, I think it was last summer, I was like, I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna start a YouTube channel. I have been following people for like the longest time. So I was like, I'm already pro at this, I'm gonna do it. And I started, and it was weird, and it was a lot of, I was very insecure in the beginning. I think that what people don't understand, the difference between like an Instagram account and a YouTube, there's so many more possible ways of where you can critique yourself. When you're doing Instagram, for example, you take selfies, but you always take selfies in the angle that you love the most. So when I started editing my YouTube videos and I saw myself from every angle, I had to hear my annoying voice while I was editing for hours on end. So it was just like, you start questioning yourself. You're like, wow, am I this ugly? Sorry for the self-toxicity. I don't mean this video to be that, because I don't want us to be like that towards ourselves, but this is just the truth. So I was like, am I this ugly? Wow, do I look like that from that angle? Wow, do I sound like that? Wow, am I even funny? Am I even entertaining? Am I even good enough? Like, all those questions, they become so strong within yourself when you're doing YouTube. And I honestly feel like I did overcome it. I have overcome it. I don't feel like that anymore. Like I've completely normalized the way that I look and the way that I sound in all different angles and lights and whatever. So to me, it's really helped me. Wow, that wasn't even the question. No. So anyways, I started my YouTube channel because I had a beauty Instagram, and I wanted to do YouTube too, because I've watched it for so many years. And I'm gonna go into a dark brown color. This is the Cypress Umber color in the Anastasia palette. So I'm gonna just go in with a little bit right out here. And a little bit right out here. Okay, next question. Worst eyebrow moment. Oh my God. Okay, so you guys compliment me a lot on my brows, and but I've been there. I know what it's like to have an overplucked brow. So I'm going to present to you a time of my life where I was very ugly. Here you go. I was 16. I did not have a license to use tweezers, but I did it anyways, and this was what I looked like. My rule of thumb is, and I've learned this the hard way so many times. My rule of thumb is like, don't try to make them something that they are not. Like, don't try to go in and give yourself a completely new brow shape. Like whatever happened back in 2008 or whenever that was just like overplucking. I was not trying to get a shape or anything. I was just I don't know what I was doing. But like after that, I've definitely had moments where I try to make them rounder, or I try to make them more arched, or I tried to this and that, and like it never worked out, because I think that like your brow shape that you are given naturally is probably what suits you the best, and that's why I don't try to do shit with my brows. Beauty trends you wish would get the fuck out. What am I tired of seeing? I'm tired of, okay, this is what I'm tired of. I'm tired of all the goddamn beauty hacks out there that are about us trying to come closer to like the ideal beauty. So like 1 minute hack on how to make your lips look bigger, and then it's like people are just overlining. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. And I'm so like, can I not just let my lip shape and my lip size be the way that it is? I mean, I know that that is obviously what makeup is about. It's like tweaking and highlighting whatever you got going for you, maybe trying to like pull back on whatever is not your best feature. But I think it's gotten to a point where people are like using makeup as like a way to change their entire face. That's why I'm a little bit like skeptical towards this whole foxy eye thing going on right now, because like most of the people who do it either have an eye like that naturally, or they've done something, or the third option is like they do some crazy trick. And I'm like, but that will like give me a migraine. Like I'm not gonna walk around like that. It's not like, it's not worth it, girl, don't do it, it's not worth it. I guess I'm just so tired of people like wanting to change their entire face with makeup to like fit into a certain trend. And I'm like, wasn't it about like celebrating individuality? To me it is. Like, I know we're all influenced by several different people, and I don't know, but it's like, I feel like the beauty standard and like what makeup is pretty is getting narrower and narrower, and it's not really fitting my face. It's not really fitting to my face. It's not really doing anything for my face. So there's just like these kind of like clickbaity hack thingies that look sometimes good on camera, but like when you try to do them on yourself in reality, you're like, no bitch, this ain't it. This is the Makeup Revolution Forever Flawless Eyes Palette, and this is the color Ocean. Can you see it? Yes, you can. Okay, next question. How did you and your husband meet? We met at work. I worked at an agency, an advertising agency. We were in the same team. And obviously there was something going on for a while, but I was in another relationship. I mean, nothing happened. It was just like, there obviously was chemistry, but I was like kind of not really realizing it, or like kind of trying to downplay it, or I don't even know. And so it didn't take very long until I was single, and then we started dating. I'm gonna grab a black kohl pencil and just an angled brush, and I'm gonna tight line my eyes, and I might even do a little bit of black like on my actual eyelid. And then the next question, how did you know that he was the one? How did I know? Putting me on the spot, girl. I knew that he was someone that I would spend a very long time with right off the bat, because he was very much unlike my other boyfriends. I had been with guys who were quite wanting to control me, and I was never like, okay. So I would fight back. There would be a lot of fights. And Emil, who's my husband's name, he's the opposite. Like, he had his life when we started dating, and still I have my life, and we have a life together, but it's very important for me to be with someone who we can have a separate life. Like, we can still have separate things that we like to do. We have our friends still that we hang out with without the partner. Like, do you know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna grab a little bit of Icicle on my finger, and I'm just gonna tap that over that blue that I've got going on right now. Is that better? Yeah, that's better. That's a lot better. Fave snacks. Oh my God. I don't know if I can choose because I am a snack master. Did I ever tell you that I was thinking about starting a series on this channel called Snacks by Nats, where I basically do a new face mask each episode, and I review snacks, like American snacks, now that I moved here. And it could be anything. It could be like something sweet, something salt, something whatever. Like it could be any type of snack. I'll eat it. Oh, do you know what I also like? Okay, I just remembered. I don't know what they're called, but there's like these they're little cones, like little crispy cones, like a chips or like a crisp, but it's like a cone, and then they're dipped in chocolate. So they're like crispy and salty, but then they're dipped in chocolate. That's my favorite snack out of all time. Favorite. Okay, so the next question is, what is your biggest fear? One of the things that I've realized lately that is a very subconscious fear of mine that I'm not really I wasn't aware of up until recently, is that I'm afraid of being like left alone. Like I appreciate alone time and being by myself if it's on my terms. I don't think I would be very great at being alone if I had to be alone. Does that make sense? Because I've always been in relationships. I've always lived with someone. I've never lived by myself. I've never been that independent person. So I think that it stems probably a little bit of like not knowing if I will make it on my own, or like be good just with myself. All right, I'm gonna quickly go and do some mascara, and then I'll be back for the finishing touches. And then the last set of questions are about New York, so I'm gonna answer those two. First question is, why did we move here? We moved here because my husband got an offer here for a job, so that's why we moved. Okay, so for her blush and her highlighter, I feel like they're quite subtle, so I'm gonna go in with, it's the Tower 28 Magic Hour blush. Just a tad bit right up here. Next question is, will you be settling down in New York and having kids there? Absolutely not. While I'm here, I'm gonna drink all the booze I can and do whatever the hell I want. I am not having children here, and I don't feel very comfortable with having kids at all in this country. I feel like it's, you know, if you can have kids in a country like Sweden where healthcare is free, education is free, everything that costs with having kids is free, why would I? For my highlighter, I'm gonna go in with my cream highlighter, the Glow Stick Face Lips Eyes 34 Dewy Nude from Isadora. It's kind of like this very sweaty nude glow. And the next question is, what is the best thing about New York? Honestly though, home delivery frozen margaritas, bitch. We haven't really experienced too much yet. I'm sure that most of the world is aware of the fact that we're in complete lockdown. We're like the epicenter of the virus in New York, so we don't get to do a whole lot of stuff. I only have one lip liner. I only own one lip liner because I'm not a lip liner person. So I'm gonna use the one that I have. The last question is, why am I trying to speak while lining our lips? So the absolute last question is, do you miss Sweden? And my answer is no. No, but I miss my friends, I miss my family a lot, but I don't miss living there. There's nothing about the country that I miss. I don't miss the weather in particular. Okay guys, that was it for today's video. I'm gonna keep the outro short. I hope you enjoyed a little bit more of a chatty video, and currently collecting my thoughts, and I'm gonna brainstorm this weekend for fun ideas for the upcoming weeks. And so if you have any requests, let me know, and hopefully I will see you in the next one.